It's Bishop here, and Bl5H0P, as many of you know me online. Today I'm just going to give you a run through my Bishop's PC game review. I'm going to review all the games that I have that I've bought for the PC, not console, PC, and give you a little review about them and how I personally feel about them, what the game's a little like. That way, if you do not have the game and you're kind of contemplating on whether to get it or not, but you need a review to tell you, I think my review would be something good to look at before getting the game. Starting out this PC review, I'm gonna start out with probably my first PC game. It's Warcraft 2 Battle.net Edition, and basically it's my first RTS, first PC game. I honestly think it's one of, if not the best RTS ever made, especially during its time. The graphics are amazing for its time. The capabilities of the game, just like structure build and all that, is just, I think, amazing. And the best part about the game that I love is that it's actually humans and versus orcs, but the humans are humans that you can kind of relate to. It's not too futuristic and it's not too old, but like humans with bow and arrows and catapults and stuff like that. Like all that I feel is I can relate to better. That's why I like the game. And orcs are kind of like a monster thing. That's not too realistic, but just the fact that you can be a human race and you're the human race, so you can relate to that. And I think that's an awesome thing that Blizzard did with this game. Some of the other games get too futuristic. You got like 8 guns on your backpack, and that's not real. Maybe it will be in the future, but I'm saying when I got this, and this right here explains it all, over 2 million copies sold. So it's a good RTS, and I suggest if you don't have it, you should definitely go out and get it. Second game here, Nerf Arena Blast. I actually had to buy this at a toy store because I never saw it at any electronics store, big electronics store that you're familiar with. This actually was my first FPS for a PC back when I had my old GeForce 4, and basically this game honestly is one of my favorite games of all time. And the reason being is that basically the setup of the game is FPS style game, and you go around not with guns, you don't see blood. It's kind of an educational type game, but you use Nerf guns that you can actually buy at toy stores. It's not like Nerf guns you never heard of. Like this Nerf gun here, like the Bazooka, I actually have, and I had when I was a little kid. And a few of these other, like the Triple Strike, you can buy these at toy stores, local toy stores, any places like that. And that's what makes this game so great, is because you see these Nerf guns that you have or you can get used in a game. And I just think that's awesome, because you see yourself shoot little darts in the air on a video screen, and then you also see that in reality with the gun that you have. And I just think that's really cool. And it actually wasn't on the internet. You could play online. I think it was only up to 16 players, something like that, but it was fun. It was a good game, and I don't know if you can buy it anymore, maybe on Amazon.com, eBay or something like that, but it's a fun game, and it really doesn't require too good of a computer to play, but it's a good game. Next game is the Army Men Value Pack. As you can see here, it comes with Army Men, Army Men 2, Army Men Toys in Space, and Army Men Air Tactics. And basically it's just a pack of 4 Army Men games of the little green plastic soldiers you probably played with as a kid, or you still do if you are young. And I actually loved playing with them. I would set up battle scenes type situations, and when I saw this game, I honestly thought it was too good to be true. And when you get it, you can meld each other, and the plastic actually melts. You can drive jeeps. This Army Men Toys in Space, you kind of team up with like these alien type things. That's kind of crazy, but like Army Men Air Tactics, you get in helicopters, and like it's just awesome. And you're against the tan. It's green versus tan, just like the Army Men you buy at toy stores. And I think that 3DO did an awesome job with not only Value Pack 1, but they also came out with a Value Pack 2. And in this Value Pack 2, it's Army Men, Sarges, Heroes, which is kind of like a first person, like you control, like it's third person view of one single Army Man. And it's a really great game. Sarges, Heroes, Army Men, Air Attack, which is different than Air Tactics, Army Men, World War, which is an awesome game. It's like the World War. It's explosive. You got helicopters, you got airplanes, you got tanks. Just the first mission starting out, it's just really intense. And it also came with the original Army Men, just in case you didn't get it, just because it was such a great game. And like I said, 3DO did a great job. And both value packs, I don't know if you can buy in stores anymore, but I think they released the Sarge's Heroes 2 that you can buy in stores. I haven't been able to go out and get it, but I mean, they're great games, they're fun, and again, you don't need a great PC to play them. Definitely a recommendation from Bishop. So, this next game, Platoon, I got for $4.99, and after playing it, I got ripped off. Basically, like, it's from the movie. There was a movie that, like, no one went and saw, you know, Platoon. But the game, like, the first mission, you, like, control, like 4 army guys against, like, the VC. And, it's like, you highlight them and then click, and they shoot and kill VC, and then you're on mission 2. So, not a recommendation from Bishop, and, I got it for $4.99, and I did get ripped off. The box is pretty cool. I mean, the box might be worth a few cents, but the game itself is definitely not good, in my opinion. And it says like teen violence. Next game here is Hidden and Dangerous 2. The main reason I bought this game is because it was on sale, and it kind of looked like a good FPS type game, and I was in for a surprise. It's kind of like a third-person view shooter type thing, which I don't like. It's really hard to control, in my opinion. It's a lot different than any Medal of Honor game, and I think that's maybe one reason I have the viewpoint on it, is because I was so used to all the Medal of Honor series, all the games, and that's all I played with FPS. And then when I bought this game, I kind of saw it and I was like, you know, I'll try something new. And I kind of regret doing that, because I paid a pretty good amount of money because it came with a book with it or something. But I mean, there's 20 single player missions, it's online, but I really don't recommend this game. So if you do see this on the shelf, hopefully they took it off, and you walk past it, push it down to save the next person behind you. What do we have here? We got Old Conflict Vietnam. A new release, $30. I got ripped off, I'll tell you that right now. I like the Vietnam games. Viet Cong is my favorite, and Viet Cong 2, another good one, not as good as Viet Cong. So I saw this game and I said, you know what? Now maybe it's like Viet Cong, you know, it kind of looked like it from the screens I looked online, but it was completely different. It was, again, hard to control. It was like you had to control your character, and it was almost to the extent you had to control how his arm moved. It was hard. I got through, you know, I beat it pretty easily, and it was like you had to run up and get health packs from someone, but that person could get owned. Like, it was like your teammates were like level difficulty 1, and so like the enemy would own them, and then you're like left stranded defending yourself against, like, you know, level 10 enemies. And it was kind of hard, you know, not hard enough for me, but I mean hard enough for an average gamer, I guess. So I don't recommend this game. So if you do see this on the shelf, tell, you know, someone at the store that it doesn't belong on the shelves and that they need to take it off. Lego Masterpiece Collection. This includes 6 Lego games. Now, as a kid, we played with Army Men, we played with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. and I played with Legos more than Connects. I like Legos. Legos you can build a lot of things with, and I think that Lego company or whatever, they did really good with like Star Wars and like pirate ships. Like they went into different saga type things, and in this it comes with Lego Alpha Team, which you can buy in stores, like the little Lego pieces for Alpha Team, Lego Chess, and that actually is, in my opinion, educational for kids who buy that. They develop like brain stems and stuff, and Lego Creator, which in my opinion is like one of the best games ever made, because you can create your own Lego town however you want it, infinite amount of Lego things, infinite amount of space, roads, build police station, build cars, build people, and then you can be a person in your town and interact with the environment. You can get in a car, you can control the car, you can go over town, and that game is old, and and it's like making a big deal that it's on like CD instead of floppy disk, and it owns like it's pretty cool. And so like I guess I beat that if you can, and I beat Alpha Team, and then Lego Friends, it's for girls, but I owned at it. Like Lego Loco here, it's pretty cool. You kind of have to set up like a train station type thing. You go to different towns, kind of interact type thing. It wasn't one of the best, but Lego Land was pretty good as well. It was just like a Lego place type thing, and I mean they were all great games. And Lego Land's like the Park Tycoon type game. You build Lego Land and people come and visit Lego Land. But I definitely recommend this if you do see it. American Heroes Collection. You got Commandos, CIA, Operative, Solo Missions, Pearl Harbor, World War II Normandy. Like this all sounds good. Delta Force Slam Warrior. This is probably my 5th FPS I got, and I got it because it deals with like terrorism type thing, and that was kind of when I got this, that was going on in the world today, and I was like it'd be pretty cool to own some of those jerkheads and stuff. So so I got it and I beat it within an hour or two at the most, and I mean, it's just a really good game. Multiplayer, there's just like up to 50 players, and it's an older game. So up to 50 players for an older game, that's really good. And it really didn't lag, I wasn't on a 56K anymore. So on DSL, it ran good. I mean, it was a pretty good game for at its time, and I only paid $20 for it. So if your PC isn't that good and you want a good FPS, I do recommend Delta Force Land Warrior. The next game on the list is Lego Island 2. I no longer have the box for Lego Island, the original, although that was one of the first PC games I ever played on my mom's old computer, and I loved it. It was amazing, just like, because I grew up with Legos, and at that time I got the game, I still played with Legos. And look at this, ages 6 to 99, like Lego people are so funny. And this is Lego Island 2, the Brickster's Revenge, and it came with the Brickster himself. And I mean, it's just awesome. You like deliver pizzas, you there's like a Lego world, and you interact throughout it. And the Brickster, this guy here, is the evil guy in town, and you do like little works for the police station if they call you. And it's just awesome. It's a great game, and I definitely recommend it. I paid $25. I would have really paid $50 for this game and Lego Island 1. Great games. Lego Creator Knight's Kingdom, kind of the sequel to Lego Creator as I was talking about, except this one's deals with knights and kingdoms, of course, and like you build your own castle type thing, and you can battle other little castles. It's a pretty good game. It's a little bit more difficult to control than Lego Creator, but because there's more to it, you know, with this Knight's Kingdom and everything, and it takes a long time to build like a big castle instead of just like a little pizza parlor or something in Lego Creator. So this is definitely a good game, and I recommend this as well. I recommend every Lego game you've seen or will see. Skateboard Park Tycoon. I got this game when I was in, I want to say the 8th grade, maybe 9th grade, when like skateboarding was cool. I guess I never did it though, because I could be playing PC games instead of skating. But I mean, this was a really good game. I kind of got it because you know, these tycoon games were very popular, like Roller Coaster, Park Tycoon, and a lot like Zoo Tycoon, and a lot of games. And I was like, well, skateboarding, you know, that sounds pretty cool. And this game is actually very unique as far as you know, creating your own skate park, because it lets you learn about, you know, degrees of angles, you know, that skaters, if it's impossible to go up a ramp at this angle and land at this angle. So it actually, you know, worked my brain cells again, you know, more, which was pretty cool. And then the best part about it is you could actually be a skater inside your own park that you designed and do moves off these ramps and stuff like that. So it was a really good game, and you know, I bought it $20 back then. I don't know if they still have it out, but again, if your computer isn't the greatest and you wanted a little tycoon game, I recommend it. Robot Arena. Got this game when the robot thing was popular on TV, where people would construct their own robots, you know, spend a lot of money and then kind of battle them. So I kind of thought I was cool and saw this game and was like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like, it's pretty cool how you can build your own robot, and then if someone else, you know, bought this game, I don't know why they would, but if someone else did, you can play like up to 2 people LAN, 2 people only though, or internet, which was pretty cool. But there was a limit to what you can do to your robot, so it kind of got old after, you know, 15 minutes. So, you know, you can put a chainsaw here, or you can put a hammer here, or maybe both if your, you know, robot is a circle or something. But I wouldn't recommend it. Got SWAT 2 here, Police Quest SWAT 2, and one of the main reasons I got this was it was only $10 on like a little bin, and I bought this and I got 2 little games free, like Civilization something or what no one plays, and Bass Pro Fishing that no one plays, and it was actually pretty cool. I actually liked this game. It you know, you were, you know, police people, and you went into like homes to keep peace and stuff like that, and defended the streets of LA, and I thought that was pretty cool, you know, because it actually, this was probably one of my first games to get me, you know, doing strats and stuff, like, you know, sneaking around the house to catch a bad guy type thing. So it was a really good game for its time. I don't know if it would run on a computer with XP though, to be honest, Jeff. But it was a good game at its time, and I wouldn't really recommend it, but, you know, if you still run on a Pentium 133, this is your game. Emperor Battle for Dune. In my opinion, this is probably top 4 best RTS of all time, made by Westwood Studios, who made, you know, the Command and Conquer, RA2, Yuri's Revenge until EA took over. But the graphics of this game are that of Command and Conquer Generals, Act of War, you know, these good games. And this was made like in 2000, I think, 2002 maybe at the latest. But it's such a great game. I cannot even explain how awesome it is. You know, it's an RTS. Like I said, you build up, you know, like any other RTS. You're like in, you know, the Dune type thing. Monsters come out of the sand. I mean, it's a pretty good game. Multiplayer's awesome. You can play with people online or LAN, and it's just a really good game. And I think if Westwood wouldn't have kind of like, you know, sold out to EA or whatever the situation happened, and they came out with a Command and Conquer game with these graphics that followed the storyline of RA2, Yuri's Revenge, instead of just coming out with Generals, which involved no continuation of the story, then Westwood would be making a lot of money right now. But unfortunately, this game didn't get a lot of sales and wasn't on the shelves too long. But it was a great game, and I do recommend it. Stronghold? I bought this for $40, and it's a castle simulation game. And like when you see the box and when you see screens, it's like pretty cool. You get to build your own castle. I mean, that's something I think is pretty cool. Like going back to Warcraft 2. Like that was kind of castle-y. But no, like this game was pretty hard. Like it was kind of hard to do a lot of stuff, and it took a lot of time and a lot of thinking, and it's, PC Gamer says the world's most amazing castle construction set. It's the only castle construction set. It's a good game though. Firefly Studios did a good job. There's actually Stronghold 2 out, and they both sold really good, but I think it's just my brain. I think it's bored with games like this too easy, and I really didn't like it. I do recommend it though if you're a good thinker, but if you're someone like me, maybe stick to like Nerf Arena Blast or something. I'm not ashamed. I got this Christmas, my mom got it for me. She knew I was a PC gamer. She knew I liked Medal of Honor. She knew I liked Command & Conquer, RA2, and she thought I would like SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean, that fits right in between, I guess. It was a good game. I think I played it 10 minutes, and after I beat it 3 times, THQ made it. You have to give them respect. THQ is a great company, but I think I was too old for it, but it might be good for your little niece and nephew. So if you do see this and their computer doesn't have to be good, trust me, and you have a little niece or nephew or cousin or something that isn't, is kind of coming up pro on gaming, and you want them to have some good micro, then maybe start them out on a new game like this. Let me tell you a little about something Steel Soldiers here. I got this game for $5, and I didn't see it on the shelves too long. And Jeff, if you would zoom in on those graphics, this game was made in 2000, 2002 maybe at the latest, and it's now 2006. But these graphics are that of CNC Generals or better. One better because there were ships and water. CNC Generals lack that. But this game was awesome. It's an amazing game, and it's an RTS, and you build like little steel soldiers, robots or whatever. And the great thing about this game is not only the graphics are so amazing, but this game was the first game, I believe, to introduce a different kind of RTS gaming style, where it's not, like one person start here, one person start here, I'll use these resources, they'll use theirs type thing. You actually have to go out and capture points, just like in a newer game, Company of Heroes, capture points on the map to get resources. Like if in this game you can capture a point worth like 5, it'd have a 5 on it, and then that would be +5 of everything. Like every few seconds it would go up +5, and the enemy can take that territory so they can go up +5. So you have to defend territories. It takes a lot of strat, but it didn't really sell good, and nobody really ever played it online, which kind of stinks. But if you're watching this and you have this game, contact me and we'll have a little gander. Real War Air, Land, and Sea. Not too much I can say about this game. I don't recommend it. I'll tell you that right now. I'm pretty good at video games. It's an RTS, I'm pretty good at video games, but I really couldn't get past the third mission. It was like something about it. I don't know if I was, I usually play on the expert mode or something, but it it didn't make sense. The only positive thing about this game, unlike any other game I played up to this point, is if a tank attacks a guy and a tank missile or whatever comes at a guy and hits him, he'll fly in the air. Other games, a tank would like shoot and the missile hit a guy and he'll fall down like he just took a bullet and not a big missile. So this, people were flying across the screen. It was pretty good. Like, that was pretty good, but everything else was kind of bad. So I don't recommend this. Ultimate Paintball Challenge. I'm a fan of paintball. Me and my buddies play. We used to play a lot more than what we do now. It's made by Activision, which I give them my balls for making Call of Duty and Call of Duty 2. You just go around, friendly paintball, fire. It's not over the internet, which was the only flaw, because if it was, it would be awesome, but it's just like a single player thing. You can upgrade your gun, kind of gets you learning about paintball guns and different velocity speeds, stuff like that. It's a pretty good game, just an FPS. I do recommend it if there's nothing else on the shelf, or of an FPS. But it's kind of hard to find a paintball game for the computer. So if you do see one, I'd recommend it, because I saw it, I was like, I'll give it a try, and I did, and it was worthwhile. Carmageddon 3. I was introduced to Carmageddon by my cousin, and the thought of running over people and getting points for it, or animals, kind of like, worked with my mind until I got my PC, because then I went out and I bought this, and it's the same style. You get a sick car and you just go out, kill people. You can upgrade your car, like put electronic things on them and just like zap people in a radius, run over people, guts go everywhere, body parts be flying. And sometimes I want to do this in real life and kind of think that I'm in the game in RL, like in my 94 Ford Tempo, but I think it might be a bad idea, just because it's not a game out there. But yeah, it's a pretty good game, and I recommend it. Jeff, let me tell you something. This game, Battle Realms, says 844. That is a sin. And when I say that, is because that is a disgrace to Battle Realms. I would pay $60 for this game. This game is an RTS where you can be different clans, such as a wolf clan, a dragon clan, a serpent clan, a lotus clan. And what you do is, this game was made, I'm not too sure exactly on the year. I want to say 2000, or 2001 at the latest. And this game is so cool because you can be, for example, the wolf clan, or we'll use serpent clan, and it's the Japanese, and you go out in the wild and get a horse and then bring it back and tame it and control it, and then you can use that horse in battle, where you can hop up on it, gallop, move fast, and then fire from it, and like you go around with samurai swords and stuff like that and chop people in half. And like the buildings, the graphics are really good, that of Warcraft 2, a little better, I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's just a really good RTS, and it's one that, how if you buy a game sometimes and you beat it, it sits on the shelf, you don't want to play it again because you know what's going to happen type thing. I could play this game single player over and over again, and I really do mean that, in multiplayer as well. Although when I got the game, it was a little outdated and nobody really was playing online anymore. They were playing, updated games. But if you do have this game, I'm willing to play as well. Ground Control. I actually had to buy this game offline. It's an RTS, and it's made by Sierra. And I have so much respect for Sierra. I have so much respect for every video game company, although some kind of lack things that you need. I think some video game companies kind of like maybe make a game and kind of don't test it, you know, kind of just make a game and put it out there without actually playing it. Otherwise they wouldn't put it out there after playing it. But this game is an RTS, and what had happened is I got Ground Control 2, and I never really thought about a sequel, like, you know, original thing. So, you know, I played it, and the graphics are amazing on Ground Control 2, and that game's a lot newer, and so I did some research and found out that this was the original game for it, and the graphics are just as good. The camera angles are amazing. The screenshots you can take inside the game are beautiful. Desktops, screensavers, whatever you use screenshots for, this game and Ground Control 2 are perfect for. And the gameplay is amazing. I mean, not only are the graphics good, the missions are awesome. You know, you control squads. This kind of introduced gaming RTS as squads instead of, you know, barracks with individual units coming out. You kind of have a squad of people, you know, like 6, you know, gunners, or, you know, 6, you know, snipers, or 6 engineers or whatever. And you see a lot of squad units in games today, but I think this, you know, was one of the first to introduce it. And the tanks are amazing, graphics on tanks, and you know, the levels are huge, and that's awesome because it gives you more environment, more capabilities to, you know, use sources throughout the map. And so I definitely agree on getting this game. The only difference is about this game is it's not like a builder-based type game. You get airship drops of units, which is kind of different because I kind of like having my base and kind of building defenses and protecting it and kind of owning that way, you know, with like an attack dog and stuff, you know. But dropships isn't all that bad after playing it in Ground Control 2, so I do recommend this, although I don't know if you'll be able to find it in stores because I couldn't. But if you find this on Amazon.com and you get it and you want to eye on me on Xfire, I'll definitely play. Men of Valor. I saw this game and I spent $40 on it, and honestly I beat it within an hour, and I got it the day it came out, you know, like, you know, you look on pc.ign.com or you call stores and you say, you know, what day does Men of Valor come out, and they'll tell you, like, for example, you know, Tuesday of next week. And so you kind of, you know, wake up at, you know, 7 and go out when the store opens and get it, because, you know, you think everyone's going to get it because it looks like such a good game online with trailers and, you know, screens. And I got it, and the day it came out, 2 people were online. And I was like, you know, so guys, is everyone in bed? Like, where is everybody? And they said, no, like, maybe only 3 copies were sold, you know, mine and the other 2 guys, because all I ever saw were those same 2 guys online. Please don't get this. I probably wouldn't get it if someone held a gun to my head and say, you know, you either buy this or you buy, like, Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is in my closet. Prisoner of War. I think Codemasters had the right idea to make a game like this, like, you know, a new kind of escape adventure, but I think they went on the wrong route of doing it. And I don't want to say any more about it because that would be giving it too much attention. Kill Switch. This game, you know, it's a PC game, and I saw it and I was like, you know, the graphics looked pretty good. You know, there's weapons there, and I was like, you know, it looks like a pretty good game. And it says, take cover, take aim, take over. I was just like, you know, it's right. You need to take cover more, you need to take aim, and you need, I guess, take over. And they really mean that, because, like, in every situation you get in this game, you have to, like, lean behind something and look up and shoot. And it wasn't like you could just run through and kind of, like, own everybody. It was, you know, you had to run through a little and then get behind a wall and take cover at every possible situation. And it was set up, computerized. If it's bad, don't buy this game, where you would go in, like, every 5 seconds, your guy would automatically move behind shelter because computer enemies were coming. So he would take cover, take aim, and take over. Demolition Derby. I was kind of into, cars, hitting each other and knocking parts off, so I thought it would be good. And my mom got it for me for Christmas, and, I'm glad she did, because that was the best Christmas present that Outer Bound Games ever got. That one copy of their game was bought. Shell Shock NAM 67. Saw this game, again, as I previously have told you, I do like NAM games, such as Vietcong and Vietcong 2. And I saw this game, and it was the first game that I got that required a DVD-ROM drive. I bought the game, and I didn't see that. Put it in the CD-ROM drive, didn't work, got pissed off, called Best Buy, yelled at them, and they said, take your box and look at the bottom left-hand corner. And what does it say? I'm like, film for mature, 17 plus. And the guy was like, what's to the right of that? And sure enough, DVD-ROM software. So I wasn't able to play the game when it first came out. It took 2 weeks for me to get a DVD-ROM drive. And I played it, and because it was on a DVD-ROM drive, I suppose, the graphics amazing. The best for like an FPS type game, although it was in third-person view. It's just an awesome game. Like, you shoot people, heads would fly off, arms, body parts everywhere. Blood was real. The missions were great. I beat it in an hour, so it took longer than most games do for me. So that was pretty cool. Gunfire, just awesome. You have a squad protecting you. It was a really good, a realistic game. Shell shock was pretty good on it. A grenade blow up near you. You had shell shock. So they really focused on that. And the thing about this game is, I got it, and I was like, wow, what a great game. So I put it in, I install it after getting a DVD-ROM drive, and it comes up, single player, options, like graphics or something, credits, and quit. Now usually between single player and options, there's a multiplayer clicker link where you can play people online, but this game didn't have it. So, it went from, being so happy to play this game, and I thought maybe you had to unlock it by beating single player. I was just so mad that it didn't have it, that honestly, I do not recommend this game unless you're only to play with yourself. True Crime Streets of LA. This is the best action game, one of the best I've ever played. The graphics are that of GTA 3, GTA San Andreas, GTA Vice City. Great graphics. This is a little different gameplay. Same type of thing. You're a guy and you're stopping crime in LA. You have missions just like GTA. A little bit different. You can do drive-by, stuff like that. But this game introduced the slow motion type matrix where you can lean and fire your gun, which really saved you a lot, and I thought was really cool because you see it a lot in movies and you're kind of like, oh, that'd be cool, to experience that, and you really do in this game. And you go places and you can learn karate moves and stuff like that for your protection. So I really do recommend this game. They actually have a new one. I think it's Streets of New York maybe. And I do want to comment on one thing about this game that, in my opinion, makes it a little bit better than GTA 3 or Vice City, is the Activision, great company, made this game LAN or multiplayer. Now when you think of a game like GTA 3, those graphics, and think about playing online against other people, going around in a room, picking up weapons and using them, fire in slow-mo, killing each other, that's awesome. Like, that's amazing. And, I just praise Activision for doing that, because this separates, from GTA. You see GTA 3, you see this, you're like, oh, GTA 3, I've heard more about it. Well, people need to buy a game, play it, test it completely before they judge it. and that's all I'm saying. Warcraft 3 here, Reign of Chaos. Really good graphics, a lot different than Warcraft 2, and it kind of took Blizzard a long time from Warcraft 2 to Warcraft 3. Bought it the day it came out. I actually bought, the majority, if not all, these games the day they came out, just because I don't want to be on Xfire AIM and someone says, have you played, the new, Warcraft game or like COD game, and I don't ever want to answer no. I want to say yes, and I've beaten it. Anyway, Warcraft 3 here, great game, I played it and I beat it, but I didn't really like it towards the end, because, the graphics are amazing. It got really hard. I still beat it. It's an RTS, and it's a really good game. Like the graphics, I think this RTS was, the best graphics at the time for an RTS, like Warcraft 3 setup, and I liked it, but it kind of got, old after a while. It was kind of like the same thing. And then it kind of introduced magic. And let me comment on its expansion pack. Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. Like, my CD case hasn't been opened. I've never played this game, because, I got it because the day it came out, because, I think that's cool to do that sometimes. And, I saw it, and I was like, looks pretty cool. Watched the trailer, and it's all about magic, like spells and stuff. Like, I don't want to know what potion turns this guy into a dog. Like, that's not too real, is it? I mean, that's not real at all. And spell this and spell that, kind of took away from Warcraft itself. Like humans and orcs. It's kind of like humans versus magic and stuff. Chaser I got for $10, and honestly, its graphics something of that of Halo, although this is before Halo's time. I don't believe Chaser sold well. That's why it wasn't on the shelves long. The blood is amazing, really realistic. I mean, you shoot someone in their arm area and they'll die, and on the wall will be blood splatters with bullets, like you shot, which is awesome. And I've never heard of Joe Wood Productions, but they did it, and they did it good. And there's a lot of guns, a lot of graphic detail, high graphic detail, and I recommend this game. I'd like to welcome you to one of my first FPSs, Medal of Honor Allied Assault. This game, like I said, one of my first FPS games, World War II FPS. At the time, graphics top of the line. I mean, you couldn't find a World War II FPS better at the time of Allied Assault. And I'd still play it today if I didn't have like Call of Duty 2 or something. But these graphics are amazing. The online for an FPS with this game, just terrific. And EA Games did a great job. I have so much respect for EA Games for doing all that they do with video games, and creating them how a gamer would like them. And I just remember playing this game every day I got it home from school. Me and my brother would chill, play this game, sit together online. The map was named Crossroads. We'd get in this window and just snipe with the M1 Garand, and we thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And this game was followed by its expansion, Spearhead, which, updated graphics. Each expansion, updated graphics, which EA Games did a great job as well. More missions, more multiplayer maps, stuff like that. Then with its expansion, Breakthrough, same situation, updated graphics, more missions, more, different weapons, graphics updated on each weapon. And, and difficulty got harder, the AI definitely got smarter. And then Medal of Honor's newest release, Pacific Assault, graphics that of Call of Duty 2. It's a great game. This actually took me like 2 hours to beat, which is a lot. compared to most games. And I've played it online, you know, a little, and it's really cool because you're playing online, you know, against Japanese, and you can do like team calls and you hear them in Japanese say it, which is pretty cool how they got the language in there. But updated graphics, great game. I recommend every Medal of Honor game that's ever came out, and I could go on the lines to say for any system because I've heard great things about every Medal of Honor game. Guild Wars? The best thing about this game is that it was free online play. You know, it costs like, you know, $80 to get it, but as long as it's got that free online play, I played this game for, you know, for a lot of hours. All my friends got it, and we all, you know, were like in a little tribe or whatever, and it was good. But then it was a click and forget game, you know, just like all these games. You know, like we go to a place, you know, where there's enemies, and all you have to do is click, and your guys fire, and you can run around the block, or you know, fix you a, you know, banana and peanut butter sandwich and come back up, and they'll be still fighting or finished, and you have the experience. And so I really didn't like that, but I really don't like, you know, World of Warcraft, where you have to like buy cards to play the game. You know, you pay $50 for the game. Why should you pay monthly to play it? I think that's kind of cheap. You know, like think about it, Jeff. Like if, you know, you bought like 4 cards at $25 each, you know, for just like 4 months, like that's like
$100.
$100. Like that's a lot of money for, you know, to play a game online where, you know, like I don't know how far that gets you in life. Viacom, I'll say this again, one of the best FPS games I've ever played in my life. Me and my buddy Jeff and my brother, my friend Simon, we would play this game non-stop hours till the middle of the night. And when this first came out, you know, great graphics playing VC, you know, you have your squad, you have a radio man, you know, and online you can be an engineer, you can be a medic, you can be a radio man, you can be just a soldier, you can be a sniper. And it opens so much more things for FPS games, you know, like online, your guy can have like a silenced pistol and he runs faster with that out, or a knife, you know. And then a lot of games, you know, did that before and after, but I just think this game, you know, playing online on Halong Port was a map that we would always play. Capture the flag, it was, in this capture the flag, you know, when you went across to get the enemy's flag and you got it, it didn't like show up above your head. It actually was rolled up on your backpack, which was awesome. And, you know, Gathering did an awesome job with this game. And I would pay, like I paid $50 for it here, I'd pay $100 if, you know, if this was the only game I ever played with on the computer, I'd be satisfied. And then it came out with its expansion, which was, you know, more maps, more missions, you know, a little updated graphics, not too much more, but just a great game. And then a few years later, it took a while, came with Viacom 2. Now, I also had to get this online because it wasn't on the shelves much, because I believe, in my opinion, 2K games should stick to sports games. They took Viacom, such a great game, and kind of like, you know, kind of laid Viacom out, and then kind of took like a knife, cut it up, you know, and then kind of like took all the cut up pieces and kind of like threw them in the air, and then maybe caught a few of them, put them in this game. And then everything else from the game is new. Nothing relates to original Viacom. Different graphics. It's always laggy on the internet. Laggy in single player. Don't you dare say it's my computer, because it's not. And it's just, you know, you can play up to 64 people online. Like, 64 people didn't even buy it, counting the producers. Like, it's not what they make it out to be. I think they should have spent more time on it. I think they should have, you know, kept more of those pieces from Viacom, and this game could have been one of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion, FPS. But instead, it's one of the worst, because nobody has it, because it didn't sell, because all it took was one guy to get it, tell all his buddies, you know, hey, I bought the game. No. Lego Star Wars. I bought this game for $30. They now have Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy. This is episodes 1 to 3. They now have 4 to 6 out. And honestly, great game, a lot of fun. Again, with the Lego, I love Legos. I still like Legos. I think, just all the possibilities you have with Legos and Lego games. It just makes it fun for kids. And I think it's really good to have some video games out there that little noobs can start out on. Before they get into like too much violence, too much graphics, stuff like that. It's just a great game, and the graphics on this game were good. I'm not saying that at all. And you can use lightsabers and kind of kill someone, and they fall in like little Lego pieces, and then they get back together. It's pretty cool. And I do recommend this, and I haven't played the original trilogy, but I recommend that, and I haven't even played it. But I do trust Lego, and they definitely know what they're doing. Doom 3. A lot different from Doom 2. A lot different. That's what my cousin said. That's what I stand by. The graphics are amazing, but I really haven't played it that much. Yeah, the seal was cut. I'm surprised. Because I kind of got it, and when I open this, that throws out realism right there. And just like, I don't know, like this guy right here, I thought it'd be cool to be him and kind of like, save, the world or whatever from all these monsters. But just kind of playing it and watching other people play it, I just didn't like it. There's no realistic at all. It's just like killing monsters, Like, let me set it down real quick, but like, what game do you want to play where you're walking around with a gun the size of your shoulder, shoots like, blasts that makes a screen flash, and something goes and like destroys all these enemies, down the hall, down this way, down that way. Like, that's not realistic at all. Like, that's dumb. I mean, if you get an FPS type game, you want a game, where you got a silencer pistol, maybe a knife in the back in case your pistol falls down, an M16 strapped on with a few grenades on each side. I mean, you got to be ready for action. You can't have a flashlight and then a gun that, wraps around your back on your shoulder that's too heavy for real life. Like, that guy on the back couldn't carry some of those guns in there. I mean, he looks like a little wimp. He couldn't carry the flashlight, to be honest. I don't know. I want to get Doom 3. Grand Theft Auto: The Classics Collection. I actually bought Grand Theft Auto 2 and I had Grand Theft Auto 1 on my mom's old computer, but I saw this, and for $10, what a great deal. You have Grand Theft Auto the original, Grand Theft Auto London 1969, where you can drive Austin Powers' car, and then GTA 2. Such great games. I mean, there's no limitations, open driving, killing people. That's pretty violent, and as a little kid, seeing that kind of got me, to where I am today, killing people and stuff. But, no, just kidding. But honestly, like, such a great game. Like, Grand Theft Auto, in my opinion, started out one of the best series ever in computer games. Because having GTA 2, where you learn respect is everything. You have to do things for certain gangs to gain their respect, and when you do, they give you cars, they give you money, you earn all this. And that's how real life is, to be honest. In some areas, you have to gain respect. You're nothing to a lot of people out there. And playing GTA 2 kind of opened my eyes and realized, you need to go out and gain respect. Now, I'm not telling you to go gain respect by doing something for a game. I'm just saying that game opened up how some areas are. So, great game. And then they came out with Grand Theft Auto 3, which was a completely different twist. Updated graphics. I mean, amazing graphics, although the guy doesn't say a word that you are, which kind of makes me think like his mouth's glued shut or something. But, you never know. Just the graphics are amazing on Grand Theft Auto 3, as well as Vice City. Both these games are kind of the same as far as, missions type thing. All Grand Theft Autos, you do missions for different people type thing. And just great games. The possibilities are amazing. The weaponry you can have, you can get in cars, steal cars, all that. You can pick up a prostitute. driving taxis, do taxi work for money, get in fire truck, put out fires for money, police work, all that. And it's just, I mean, it's realistic to be honest, but it's also, there's just an endless possibilities. Like you can play, honestly, Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City just for a very long time. I beat them, but I haven't beat them 100%. There's just so much you can do. But the negative on these two games and the positive on Grand Theft Auto 2 is that Grand Theft Auto 2 allows you to play LAN. 3 and Vice City do not, which stinks. True Crime Streets of LA was able to go online and LAN. Online, amazing. You know, GTA 2, playing LAN, you know, with 4 of your buddies going around in the same town, like killing each other, that's awesome. And just trying to run over each other, like I had such a great time, but I do recommend all 3 games. Army-Men RTS. As I before showed you all the other Army-Men games I have, they weren't really RTS. You didn't have like build-up base type thing. You kind of were just set with what you had and went out and did missions, which isn't a bad thing. But when I saw this game, I fell in love. Just the idea of having a base where you can build your own army men, like you build little plastic bazooka guy, you know, machine gunner, tanks, helicopters, and the way you get, you know, money, you know, to build things, it's you get plastic. You go out and your little like bulldozer guy melts something that's plastic, then gathers that plastic, takes it back to your HQ or, you know, your supply, and then you can make takes from it. And it's so awesome because it's, you know, tan versus green. You can be either side, and it's just awesome seeing like all this gunfire, and then, you know, and then you just realize, you know, it's Plastic Men and it's just for fun. So in a way, this game could be good for, you know, me. I'm 18 years old and I'd love to play this game, or, you know, someone younger, a lot younger, 13, you know, 12, you know, maybe 10 even if you're on a computer that young. I know I was, but not all kids were. Ground Control 2. As I stated before, you know, this is a sequel to Ground Control. Amazing graphics, and you know, amazing screenshot possibilities. The only problem with this game is, you know, like I said, it's drops. It's not like an RTS where you build up a base. But online, you can join the game at any time. If there's 3 people playing in a 4-person map type game, you can join halfway through the map. You're behind, which stinks, but that's how most of the games were set up that I tried to join. I would join in the middle, then people would call me noob and stuff because I didn't have tanks because I just joined, and then they'd be like, oh, how come I got Bishop on my team? I have a disadvantage, and stuff like that. And, like, you know, if someone calls me a noob, you know, obviously they're noob, but I don't know, I just didn't like the fact that you can join spontaneously whenever you want it. So I do recommend the game because the single player is amazing. Multiplayer LAN could be fun against a buddy, but the internet kind of a little subpar. Axes and Allies, it's a strategy game, obviously, and the eyes of the world are upon you, is a quote I get from this game. And the main thing about this game is World War II lies in your hands. And I'm not just saying that because the box says it. What you can do is you can change how World War II was. D-Day, you know, other events in World War II. You can, you know, you go there and, you know, let's say the Americans won, you know, a certain battle in World War II. You go to that battle and they can lose, and then it changes World War II where the Germans win, you know, and stuff like that. And that's crazy. Well, that's not good, but it's crazy just because, you know, what if we wouldn't have won, you know, or what if, you know, Germany, you know, would have lost here or there or something like that. And this game opens up all the possibilities, you know, to that. You know, what if they would have won here, and, you know, this would happen, then you play a different mission. And, or you can play it, you know, how it turned out in real life, but, you know, the fact that you can change World War II, you know, that's pretty cool, you know, to some extent, but you couldn't play it too much, honestly, because it kind of gets boring. Okay, I changed it once, you know, like, okay, you know, it's kind of done after a while, but Atari made it, and I have respect for them, so, you know, not a bad game, but not a good game. Joint Operations Typhoon Rising. You know, I saw it, I'm like, you know, I haven't had an FPS in a while. Why not? The graphics are amazing. You know, you can get in ships, you know, tanks, jeeps, or whatever. You could be sniper, have camo all over you. You could be a regular gunner. Basically, just like any FPS. You know, like, you know, with it's like Battlefield 1942 type game. But the problem with this game is I don't recommend this game. I haven't played it since I played online, and that's all there is to play, so I haven't played it in a long time. The problem with this game is that online, the maps are so big that by the time you get loaded in the game, and you know, by the time you make it to the enemy's base on foot, the next map is already loaded. Like, that's so noob. Like, I hate it. It's dumb. The maps are too big, you know, and they give you vehicles, you know, that's good, but they give 2 a team, and then they respawn like every, you know, 30 minutes, but who's going to go all the way back to, you know, the respawn point, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start off, you want to kill people. You want to have people in your scope. You don't want to spend, you know, 10 minutes running just to get to their side, and, you know, you might not even find a guy when you get to their side. So I really don't recommend this game. Instead, you should spend your money on a game that, you know, maybe Activision made, like Call of Duty or Call of Duty 2. Brothers in Arms. This game, made by Ubisoft, is a great game. Great graphics. You know, the single player is a little different. Multiplayer, only up to 4 people. It's kind of, you know, about using your other, you know, teammates and stuff to win. But the main thing about this game, they said, is based on a true story. Every World War II game is based on a true story. World War II. So that really didn't pass by me. I got the game, and honestly, it's a little confusing. It's good gameplay, but I really wouldn't buy it. Act of War. Direct action. Magazines said, you know, this game, you know, will Command & Conquer 3 Tiberian Wars stand a chance? This game was good for, you know, the 9 minutes I played it, and then, you know, it got dumb, and, you know, I really don't recommend this game because, you know, I mean, the graphics are good, don't get me wrong, but if you're looking for a game that, you know, you want to play and have a good time with, you know, that's going to last you, you know, more than 10 minutes, I want to get this game. I'm not saying I beat it in 9 minutes. I'm saying after 9 minutes it kind of got old and boring and dull, and online, like, it just wasn't fun. Like, they try to set it up, like, you know, having, like, little news briefs and stuff like that. And, you know, the graphics are really good in your task force and stuff like that. It's just, maybe I didn't like the fact how they downplayed CNC 3 so much, but CNC 3 is going to come out and definitely own this game, and they made an expansion, but I don't think any of this sold. But me and my brother and all them went out and bought this. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. It got Game of the Year, and it deserved it. This game was also, you know, one of my first FPSs, and you can be a soldier, lieutenant, engineer, medic. And that was the first game that had ever opened up, you know, the possibilities of that online, like going healing people. The online was fast, it was good, you know, great graphics, you know, it was a really good game. I really do recommend it. There's not much to say about it because it's been a while since I've played it, but I would definitely buy this, and, you know, it does require somewhat of good computer, but online, it's great. And I definitely think that if you're, you know, new to FPS games and you want to kind of get started out somewhere, I would definitely get this game. Battlefield 2. Such a great game. Made by EA Games, and a lot of these games, if I haven't mentioned, were made by EA Games. They were like the Medal of Honor series. But this game, great graphics, Battlefield 2. Such a great game. I never purchased any of the other Battlefields. I saw my friends play them, and I liked them, but I was always waiting for a game like this. And EA Games made it, and the various games that EA Games also made that I didn't mention, such as Medal of Honor series and all that. I have such great respect for them. They're doing a lot of good things. Especially they have great sports games on the console systems. But I really think EA Games cares about the gamers and everything. The graphics for Battlefield 2 are just amazing. I mean, so different than any other game. I mean, it's just awesome playing this game. It really feels like war, type, and feels like when you're in the game, you're actually, in war type thing. The only flaw about the game is that it takes, I think 145 hits to kill someone with a gun, can be point blank or 10 feet away. It takes a lot of hits, and that pissed me off, and I hate it. I don't like it. I really don't. The new Battlefield 2142 came out. Hopefully they changed it. Now, they said, in this game they had great armor and stuff, but I don't care how much armor you have. Over 100 hits should kill someone. Maybe 3 hits should kill someone, especially if they're in this area or this area, and you have the scope on them point blank, and you fire, and you see their head, get hit like 8 times, and they don't die. They turn around and kill you. Like, I really think that there was a lot of flaws in this game, but it was a good game overall. But I really would maybe get 2142 if you have a good enough computer for that game, but only get this game unless you don't want to kill anyone online. Words cannot describe the Command & Conquer first decade. The Command & Conquer series. Words cannot describe, the life-changing experience I went through these games. This is what I grew up on, from the original Command & Conquer through Tiberium Sun, through Red Alert, through Red Alert 2, through Yuri's, and to now, Generals in Zero Hour. I will play, and I have been playing, even though I beat them, I'll play them over and over again. Yuri's Revenge Online, and we used to play constantly. 2v2s, custom matches, whatever they were. We would play so much, and it's such a great game. Attack dogs, garrison buildings, and all that, spies and paradroppers, and, getting guys down, and, oh, it was just an awesome game, and I love it. I love RA2, and I love Zero Hour, and I love Generals. Such great games. Generals in Zero Hour are, the more updated graphics, unlike the original Command & Conquer, but, they made the games compatible with XP, and that just shows that EA Games, they do care, about people playing their games, and I'm really glad that they released the first decade, because, a lot of noobs growing up now, might see Generals or Zero Hour and not know about some of these older games. So for EA Games to do this and allow, noobs to get introduced to the older games, now they know the story a little better, instead of, just being noobs and kind of thinking they own without actually knowing truly what Command & Conquer is all about. Every single one of these games, from Command & Conquer to Zero Hour, I would purchase again and again. Great games. I recommend this. If you do not have this PC DVD though, they're all on one DVD. How convenient is that? You don't have 8 discs or anything like that. One DVD contains all the games, especially it also contains bonus footage, and it comes with another DVD with bonus footage and all that. Great games. I recommend this. If you don't have this, I honestly can say you're not a true pro RTS gamer. Company of Heroes, the best World War II RTS. Although there's not too many of them, the graphics are amazing. Everything is destructible. I'm licking THQ's balls for such a great game. Like, this game is amazing. You can throw down barbed wire, throw down tank traps. I mean, just the graphics are... Company of Heroes. This is a great game. great World War II RTS for the PC. You zoom in there on the graphics. I run this game on the low graphics, and honestly, the lowest of the low graphics are up-to-date best graphics I've ever played with an RTS. It's not so much, build them up, go kill them. In a way it is, but you can play Annihilation mode, which is build them up, type kill them. But you also capture points, just like in Steel Soldiers. You need to capture points, like munition points and oil points and stuff, so you have resources constantly coming in. You don't have like peons going out and chopping down trees or getting gold from gold mines. You have, men, engineers that capture points. They can also be riflemen. And what's awesome about this game is just all, you can be riflemen, you can be a sniper, and all these were in World War II. I mean, it's just such a great game. THQ, I'm, seriously on my knees giving a little Jansen to their boss, because this game is so good. I love it, can play it over and over. Single player, amazing. You won't be disappointed with the single player. Also, multiplayer, unbelievable. Play LAN or internet, you can play, and it actually goes back to like Command & Conquer Yuri's Revenge, where if you do a quick match, it matches you up to someone of your skill level to play 1v1 to get rank online, or you can do custom matches, just like Yuri's Revenge, where it doesn't show rank, it counts as a basic match, where you can play 2v2 with friends, 2v2 versus computers, hard enemies, experts, stuff like that. And it's just such a great game by Relic and THQ, and I recommend this game over and over again for a very long time, because this, in my opinion, has set World War II RTS games. Call of Duty. I'm speechless in a way when I see this game, and War No One Fights Alone, made by Activision. This game, this World War II FPS, set the line of every FPS after this game. And I mean that. Call of Duty, and Call of Duty, its expansion pack, United Offensive, amazing games. Amazing games. Single player, amazing. Graphics, amazing. The graphics on the people, amazing. Graphics on terrain, amazing. Multiplayer, amazing. Playing with up to, I think, 32 people, maybe even 64. It's just amazing, being Russia, being a German soldier, being American soldier, being a British soldier, all different weapons, different grenades, different pistols. Nothing is the same for, each army. It's so realistic online, just, playing in servers, so many different maps. The maps, there's not one map I don't like in either of these games. United Offensive, you can get in vehicles, jeeps, tanks, have tank wars. Such a great game. Both of these games are so amazing. I can talk forever about these games, and I really would if I could. Call of Duty, when it first came out, went and got it, played it, loved it, and then they released a patch that kind of messed up the sniper rifle real quick. They got so much complaints that Activision cares about the people and came out with another patch fixing their old patch with the problem with the sniper rifle. So ever since then, we've been playing these games. I think on Xfire it says I played this game over 586 hours. That's a lot, and that's Xfire counting it. And I got Xfire like a few months after I got that game. And then United Offensive, I played this game just as much online. Rifles only. Because I'm a man. I'll say this right now. I believe people who use autos are just spraying prayers. I really don't think it takes a lot of skill to get in a server with an automatic gun. Spawn, throw a few grenades, and then, just run through, shooting people. That takes no skill at all. Not saying grenades don't take any skill. If you see two guys go in a building one way, and you throw a grenade through a window, then they'll be running out. And if you have a rifle, a skilled weapon, then you pick them off. But I play rifles only, so if you want to see me in a server, I'll be in a rifle only server. I love Capture the Flag, love Deathmatch, love TDM, and both of these games offer it. I don't play those games as much anymore, and you may be asking yourself why. Well, I'll tell you why. Because Activision and Infinity Ward released Call of Duty 2, the best FPS game I've played ever in my life. The graphics are amazing. It goes from having an FPS, Call of Duty, regular Call of Duty graphics engine, and they doubled or tripled it. Amazing. Amazing online. The graphics in single player are so great, and usually multiplayer they'll change, they'll slim down. They're the same. Single player, well worth it. $60, I would pay that for just single player. Multiplayer, I'd just pay $60 for it. It's amazing. I play this game so much and it never gets old. What's so great about this game is it really never gets old. Playing rifles only, getting respect in servers, going in, not being known, playing 6-7 rounds in the same server, being known, and people having respect for you for only using rifle. And I don't use pistols or grenades either, because what skill is it? Like I said, is spawn and toss a grenade. It takes no skill. You should earn a kill. You should use a rifle in like bolt action, not automatic rifle. Those really aren't rifles. Pistols. What skill is it to if you're battling someone, to whip out a pistol and a Colt and just start firing? You use your rifle and bash, or shoot, or lay down and just shoot up. I mean, there's so many possibilities with this game. Like I said, Call of Duty, set the pace for FPS games, but Call of Duty 2 just comes in and Call of Duty got Game of the Year, and Call of Duty 2 definitely will get it, and it's just such a great game. I could go on and on about it, but really, just go out and buy this game. If I play this game constantly, I'm always willing to play with new people. It's just such a great game, and this game will never get old, and I will play this game for a very long time. So if there was one game out of all these games that I recommend, FPS would be Call of Duty 2. If your computer can run it, it doesn't take too much to run it, but it's a really great game. FPS, I recommend Call of Duty 2 as number 1 on my list. The number 1 RTS, I have to say, besides Command & Conquer: The First Decade, Company of Heroes. It is a newer game. Your computer does have to be up to date, but besides Command & Conquer: The First Decade, besides all these great games, in every one of them you won't be disappointed, I recommend Company of Heroes. And overall, I really wouldn't have bought a game if I didn't think it was, well worth the money. A few games like Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne, Magic and stuff, not worth it, and Doom 3, but some games you go in with high expectations and then they're ruined when you start playing them. So my suggestion for all those gamers out there, when you get a game, don't read too much about it. Don't look at too many screens or trailers, or about the explosions. I honestly feel it's better when you play a game to play it firsthand. Don't see an explosion in the trailer, experience it when you get to mission 3 and you finally have tanks to build and can experience explosions. I think sometimes trailers kind of take away from the game, the newness of the game. A game's released, I hear a lot of people say, yeah, I saw 6 trailers about it, and stuff like that. It kind of ruins it. Instead, if you buy a game brand new and play from the first mission and unlock, now at the 5th mission you can build this and that, it honestly, in my opinion, just makes the game so much better.